working hard. Oh, thank you so much, Karen. Amy, Lilly, and Ramona Marshall are facilitating this course, and we have been working hard since I think March, late February, March, to pull together the ideas. And then Karen Grazer has been giving us a lot of support in just kind of feedback and suggestions. And so we're just happy to be here to get this started. I honestly, I think it was Doreen yesterday. She asked me, she said, well, I didn't register because I didn't know what it was going to be about. And it's really interesting because as Amy and I have developed it over time, it's getting clearer and clearer even to us what it's going to be about.
Right.
and so the devil's kind of in the details. And we have this global idea. We're like, we love the book. And then it was like, how do you take it to a thing that a group of people can experience together and support each other through? So we're happy to be here at this point in time. And that's what this whole event is about, is kind of supporting each other. So let's start off with just kind of introductions. I want, if everybody could do 3 things, and I'll go first. It's kind of like the rose, the thorn, and the bud. So, what about golf do you really like that, in your experience of golf? And then what about golf is kind of a thorn in your side? And then what about golf is something new that you're working on, that you're trying to develop? So I'll start with myself. So I'm Ramona Marshall. And what I love about golf is it just gets me outside. It actually helped my social skills because I kind of struggle socially as a natural part of my personality. And it's just putting me out there with other people. So that's what I love about golf. What I struggle with about golf is just I lack focus. And so I'll have a good game, then I'll have a terrible game. And then, but I've learned a lot about focus. And so that's actually good, but it's also bad. My focus is a problem with golf. And for budding, I really want to get my short game in order. So this is perfect for me for this course. So I'll pass it over to Amy.
Okay. Hi, everybody. I'm Amy Lilly. And what I love about golf is I just like being outside and being able to, clear my mind and be social with other people. Mm-hmm. And what I'm always challenged with is my short game. This is where I really have a problem, and I'm not one who's good at practicing. So I just kind of show up every time, and then I get mad that I'm not doing well. So I signed up to help Ramona because I thought, well, this is going to force me to improve my game. So I am looking forward to improving my game during this course, and we're going to be taking some measurements to get to see how we do improve. Cool. Okay, who wants to go next?
Just pick somebody to pass it to.
Yeah. Okay, next to my right is Jan.
Okay. I also love being outside and like not really hiking, but you can walk as much as you want to and all the nature and everything. And I struggle with being consistent. I think everybody does. I mean, I shot a 90 yesterday. Yay.
Oh, wow.
Yay. But I've been over 100 for a long time. So, and I also do not really like to practice that much. but I like going out, and I play almost every day. So that's kind of like practice, right? I don't know. Yeah. So, and what was the third thing I'm supposed to say?
What's your bud? What do you hope to gain in the near future that you're working on or that you want to happen in golf?
I'm happy with where I am. I just would like to be more consistent, I think.
Okay. Who are you going to pass it to?
Oh, Karen.
Hi, I'm Karen Grazer, and what I love about golf is I think the social aspect of the game, because I live by myself. I'm very much of an introvert, so it gets me out with people. It gets me meeting new people, and I'm not a great chit chatter, but I'm learning, when you're in the cart with somebody, to ask the right questions and be so, and again, being outside, I walk a lot along the river and stuff, but to be with people is basically, what I use my golf clubs for. But what was my what I don't like about the game? I would say um, the frustration level sometimes, because it's probably the consistency thing Jan was talking about, that I have this great game and I'm like, I got it. And then
I
I
know
do,
the last time I
the
played
the
you.
next
Yeah.
week it's like, it's terrible. So yeah, I don't got it. It
Yeah.
is very humbling. Golf definitely it teaches you humility and patience. And what my bud is, I want to score better. And I started, I got the book and I started reading it. And I liked the beginning part where he talked about why he developed this, and, the analysis of that. Most of the scoring, you can reduce the scoring from 100 yards and in. And I'm like, well, great. Let's improve this. Let's improve that short game and see what happens. So I'm excited about learning all about this stuff. But I do have to say, I did go out there and try that swing. I got the practice hole at Mather, and I thought, okay, no big deal. You got the hands hanging down. I'm shanking balls all over the place. So that did not work out well for me. So I have some work to do on getting that finesse swing. So now I'll pick Teresa.
Um, I love golf because same as Karen, I'm an introvert and it gets me out with other people. Up until September, I lived by myself as well, but now I have my daughter, my son-in-law, and a 2-year-old and a 4-year-old that live here with me. So it's totally changed how I look at golf. Golf is a way for me to escape. Get outside, be with older people that are, more of my community. What I dislike about golf is the frustration, and really just wanting to be better. And I played before I got hurt. I played at Campus Commons, and I realized that my short game is great. It's, if I could just have a short game for every single time I go out, I'd be so happy. But then I got hurt. And so I'm going to have to pretty much start all over. But I'm looking forward to that. And I'm hoping that this book and this class will give me the incentive to try some new things and get better. And I'm going to give it to Jeri.
I'm Jeri Pack. I love golf because it does get me outdoors. I started it because my husband and played golf and we had two young boys. I thought this would be a great family thing. I'm the only one ending up playing golf for the last 10 years
Wow.
after my husband gave it up due to, some injuries. But it also takes me away from I'm still a full-time attorney with a practice. So it takes me away and it lets me focus. I particularly like competitive golf because it gives me a chance to focus. The bad part is I don't like practicing. I don't have time to practice. Jan, I think just going out to play the few times. So I have no real expectation of improving because I don't practice. I feel like it's a waste of time. I know you're supposed to practice with intent. So
It's
go
not a
hitting
waste.
balls is nothing, it doesn't do anything. Um, but I do look forward, especially when Ramona asked me to be part of the committee, to focus more on being more attentive. And I just bought Dave Peltz's book, which I knew about him some time ago, but reading the chapter, and I am excited
Oops.
about improving the short game. Um, I had always been a pretty good putter, and then I lost it. And as Ramona can speak yesterday, I did like Jan. I've finally had a low 90s round. It's always been over the
Fortunately.
100, so it's doable. And it kind of got me excited that I can do better.
Yeah. Thank you guys for doing that, for sharing. I think what is really important is that we've got these practice tools that we're going to hand out that you guys got in your attachment. It doesn't mean you have to do 3 days of practice at all. You could pick one thing. I'm going to get better at my 25 yard, and that's it. I'm not going to try to get better at my 50 or anything else. I'm just going to do 25, and that's what I'm going to do for the next 6 weeks. And maybe you just, even when you're playing your regular games, you're just aware that I'm at 25 and I know what I want to do, and that's what you're going to practice doing. And so I think we can do as much improvement as we want to do, or as little as we want to do. And I think any improvement is great improvement. So what we're going to do, I'm going to give you kind of an overview of what book club is. I think a lot of people are saying, or I've heard that, oh, well, what, I don't exactly know what book club is, number one. And then and you guys might think but let's validate that that's what it actually is, or maybe what it's not. So let's just talk about what it is. So we're going to provide an alternative to an instructor-led class. It's a book-led class with peers, and so we read the book. We're here to kind of share what information that is key that's in the book, and we're going to share that with everyone. So if they don't get the book, it's okay, but it's all based on that book. And then we're going to support each other with how we're doing. If you guys want to get some type of communication interim, we can always do that, but it'll be up to everyone if they want to do that. It'll be over a 6-week period instead of just take one class and practice, and I hope you do good. But it'll be over 6 weeks, and then we'll get back together every couple of weeks in that time frame. Talk about what we've covered, what we've practiced, what discoveries we've had, and then we get another 2 weeks out there. And then at the final will be a pre and post test. So at the beginning, we do our academy this Friday, where we are going to do our handicap, score, and our calibration. And then the last meeting in June, the middle of June, it's another handicap score and calibration. So if your goal is, I just want to get better at 25 yards, getting my chip close to the hole from 25 yards out, that's it. That's all I want. Then when we test again on, in June, that'll be great. You could just compare that. So no one should feel any pressure to do everything all at once. This also just gives us an opportunity to connect in different ways. We always meet after the game, but this is just different chances to learn together and to just kind of share how we learn together to do better. So that's kind of the idea of it. Okay, so what is the limits? We're only going to do chapter 5. That book is huge, right? We're only doing chapter 5. And there's not going to be a PGA pro out there helping us. So whatever you know about chipping or pitching, that's what you know. And we're not trying to teach you anything new with your grip or anything like that. We're just going over the concepts that are in the book. And there's a total of 4 meetings with this one.
Yes.
Yeah, 4 meetings. Okay. Let's see what else I want to share with you. The book is a good resource because sometimes when you take a class, you don't have anything to reference back on after the instructor tells you something. And this will be a good resource. You can always go back to your book and reread it and understand it better. One thing I really want to point out is confidence. When we're out there, it's a mental game. I was talking to Jeri yesterday, and she's like, well, you're a better golfer than me. I'm like, well, that's debatable. But my point is that it's focus. She has much better focus. And when she's in game mode, man, she's just like on, like you could just see her just hone in and be very focused. And that comes also from confidence. Like, I know I'm going to swing this swing. I'm not thinking about, is it going to work? Do I have to make sure I do this or that? So we want to make sure we're confident in whatever swing we decide, we're working on. At the end of it, I'm hoping that we have confidence in that swing that we're working on. And I don't think anyone's heard of a short game handicap. I was happy to hear Karen ask me, what's a short game handicap? Ramona, have you lost your mind? What are you talking about? And so short game handicap is something new, I think, for everyone. And so that's great. If you don't get the book, you might have a problem in believing in the process. The book will help you believe because Dave Pelz gives a very good overview of how he came to all of these tactics and techniques. And so I think believing in what you're doing is really important. And that's where the book will help you. We're probably not going to get you to believe, because if you don't believe us, you just don't believe us. And so that's just something to know, that the book does help you understand how he developed it and believe in it. Finally, we are having records. So I emailed those out. You have those records. And so that is be helpful in just kind of being aware whenever you're doing any process of change. Being aware is really good. Let me see if there's anything else I want to include. I think that's it. So like there's 4 meetings. The last thing is there's 4 meetings. This is one. The next one's going to be the first measurement. The last one is going to be the last measurement. And in between, we're going to go to, what's it called again? It's a simulator.
Stones Gambling Hall.
Right. It's a simulator at Stones. Amy and I checked it out. It's very nice. It's very clean. There's no smoking. Yay. It's a huge room. And so we'll have lots of room to, be comfortable in. And we'll play some games in there, and we'll practice our, our preparatory, methods that we use, our preparatory routine and our focus, and kind of seeing just how we do things there. We can just kind of like play an 18 game hole as a group, like maybe take one hole at a time. And so we'll get more detailed on specifics of that, but that's going to be a fun time. It's kind of loose, and it's a time for us to share and reflect. So
and there's food and drink there too. So you can
exactly.
You can have drinks, you can have hors d'oeuvres, you can have.
Yeah.
So it should be fun. So that's kind of like an overview of what it is. And I think I will turn it over to Amy and get our PowerPoint going. Let me pause before I do that. Is there any questions about anything I said?
Teresa had a question, I thought.
I did have a question. I just wanted to know if anyone that's read chapter 5 has tried any of the swings.
I have, and they're...
And what do you think?
Well, okay, I have, and I love it. I'm like sold. It works, and it's amazing. So, Karen?
And Karen tried it, and she shanked everything. So
I tried it, and I shanked it, but I tried to do the whole change the grip and do it worked on the little wiffle ball in my garage. I was like, I was popping in the air. Then I went out to the practice hole, and I couldn't get anything up in the air. But, he said, also it says in the book, don't do that if, don't change everything if you're comfortable. So I think I believe in what he's saying. Having read I just started the book from the beginning because I kind of wanted to know, before I got to chapter 5. And his scientific method, I like that because I'm very analytical. So it made a lot of sense to me. So I really want to try to do it because I do struggle with, I can chip it on to the green, but then I've got a 25-foot putt, and I want to be in that golden 8 range, so you can actually make some birdie putts and stuff. So,
yeah.
And has anybody tried to use the rangefinder to see what the distance was?
So there's 2 things. There's the wedge calibration, and then there's the short game handicap. The wedge calibration is kind of easy to do. You could probably, the problem is it's where it lands on the wedge calibration. Right. And then short game handicap is how close you get to the hole, not necessarily where it lands. So
But what we're going to be doing, and that's what I'm going to be showing you at first, is how to measure if we're at different, backstrokes. That's what we're going to be focusing on, and we will be measuring that on the course.
I just wondered if you could do it by yourself or if you need
I think you
somebody.
could, if you have a reliable laser, you could measure yourself.
I just think, how do you hit the ball and then you got to get your leg?
Yeah.
I think
That's
you
why
need
we need
help.
friends,
Yeah,
Teresa.
for the calibration part, you kind of need help. Yeah, it's hard.
Yeah.
Unless you trust those simulators that are on the driving range, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of wonder about those.
Do they measure
They do.
exactly where the ball lands,
They
though?
don't measure exactly where the
That's
ball
what I
lands.
They
I
do
don't
thought.
actually
measure
know
where the
what they
ball lands.
measure.
They do, because it says that's your carry. They
Okay.
do measure where the ball lands, and
Okay.
then they measure where the ball
Oh,
supposedly
it
Ends
ends
does.
up. So you can see your carry.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so true. So you
Perfect.
could do
That's
it at the
easier.
driving range.
Yeah.
But my understanding is what we're measuring is where it ends up. But the
Right. And it'll
full
give you
carry.
both at the driving
Yeah.
range. Yeah. They'll give you your carry and then your full distance.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right, so go ahead. We'll start the PowerPoint now. Miss Karen will display it. Let her know if it's not displaying well for you guys.
Yeah. And as she's pulling up, just wanted to reiterate what Ramona said. Just happy that everybody's here to join, and wanted to say it's an opportunity, and you can go to the next slide. It's an opportunity for not just all of you, but for Ramona and I to learn as well. So we're going to be out there with you on the Academy holes, learning how to do these things as well, and learn our short game handicap.
Right.
But the main thing about the book, and I think Ramona said it maybe in a different way, is like he's teaching you how to learn. And what we're going to focus in on today is the timing for the wedge swings, and then establishing our short game handicap. And I think today is just the opportunity to sort of run over everything, and then we will go to the Academy on Friday and do the measurements. So I think you can go to the next slide, Karen. And this is very casual. So feel free to raise your hand. I can't see everybody.
I have
a question. Yeah.
Can everyone see it in PowerPoint view or
PowerPoint? It's not in the
It's
slide.
PowerPoint and just
but
the
you
person
don't
that's
have it
talking.
on
You can
the
see.
slide view.
I thought I'm in the slide view. Do you guys
Click.
seeing timing for wedge swings?
We're seeing it, but you could, if you click the third one over where it's sort of a box with the top.
I don't see any slide.
Oh, I do.
Okay,
Okay.
let's
I do
see.
too.
Screen share. Oh, okay. Now I went to the screen share. Now I can see the slide. Oh, yes.
I
Thank
think
you.
it's fine the way it is.
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
I don't know how to make it any.
oh, you had it there the other when we were practicing.
And
I
I'm
do,
only
but-
seeing slide 6.
Okay,
Huh.
I'm back to slide 2. Everybody refresh your screen or something
I'm on
because
slide
I'm
one.
on slide 1.
Slide 1. And I'm going to turn my video off because I don't need to see.
Yeah, we'll turn our videos off
Yeah.
while this is going. Okay.
Let's see.
Amy, you can leave yours on.
Okay.
Let's see. Touch. Okay.
How
How
do
do
you
I?
actually refresh
Okay.
this page?
I'm not sure why, but it's still on the first slide.
How do I turn my video? Touch.
I'm on. I don't know how to. I mean, I'm on slide 2 according to my computer. What are you guys seeing?
I
must
just
be a
see, I
refresh
see
here
the first
somewhere.
slide. I see the very last slide actually. If you could click on the first slide. Okay, there you go.
Okay, now I can see the second slide now.
And now, and your top banner,
Me too.
Karen, did you click the one that is, it says presentation?
Yeah, I have it in presentation mode now on my computer. Can everybody see the timing for wedge swings
Yes,
slide?
I see that.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
Jesus. Wait. Okay. Continue. I lost everything, but okay.
Okay. I think everybody can see that second slide. So I'm just going to
Okay.
talk about that slide. So, first what we're going to do is we're going to talk about the timing for the wedge swings. And this is introduced on pages 18 through 103 in the book. So if you want to look at that now or after today, or if you don't have the book at all, that's fine, because
18?
I think the highlights are here on the slide. There we go. That's
There
perfect.
it goes. Yeah.
Okay.
Jan had a question. What were you saying?
I just said, you said 18 to 105 or
No,
81?
no, 88 to 103.
Oh, okay, because 81 is the first page in that chapter.
Right, but
So
what
88.
we're really going to focus on is
So we're looking at timing for wedge swings.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And so, like, you probably are wondering, what can this do for your game? And the answer is, it's going to give you predictable shots. So the mechanics are, you're going to learn how to correlate your backswing at a constant swing rhythm to the hour hand of the clock, which will be correspond to how far you hit the ball. So the further you're bringing your club back, the further the ball goes. And if you do this consistently, and you're always bringing it back to the same distance, you should be hitting it around the same distance. So what he talks about are 3 different positions. And one you can see on the far right is the 730. So it's sort of where the 730 is on the clock. And then that would be the shortest distance. And then the 9 o'clock, which is the one in the middle, which is halfway back, that should go further. And then the 1030 would be furthest of these 3. And that's not a full swing is up further than that. But, as was mentioned earlier, this is really based on physics. So it's not just a theory. He's put it to practice. He advised many pros, and it can be utilized by anybody. And I know that this book was written years ago and it looks really dated, but these principles hold up over time because it's based on physics. So one just little side note is he did say that the short ones are harder to do. So the 730 shot is harder to be consistent at. But I'm going to stop here to see if there's any questions.
Well, I was just wondering about the follow through, because that makes a difference too.
Well, I think you always do the same follow through. No matter how far you bring it back, you follow through the same way.
Yeah, Jan, I had that same question. And when I first started doing this, I would go back in steps of 5. I'd go back 1, and then I'd go follow through was 2, 3, 4, 5. Then I'd go back 1, 2, and then I'd go 3, 4, 5. Then I'd go 1, 2, 3, and then I'd go 4, 5. And that's how I originally started practicing it. And then I was like, wait, it says that your pace, your rhythm has to be the same. I said, well, my rhythm definitely isn't the same every time I'm swinging, because I'm swinging slow, faster on my downswing. And then I kind of Googled around to figure out what did he really mean. And it's like, no, your rhythm is your rhythm. So it should be the same. So it should, whatever your rhythm is. So I have 2 rhythms. One is row, row, row your boat, and one is a faster paced song, right? And so with my clubs, with my wedges, I do my row your boat because it's slower, or I'll even do the an even slower beat than that, because it's the same beat. And I really use that rhythm on my downswing, not so much on my backswing. My backswing, I focus on where it's at, but my downswing is my rhythm swing. And so if you change your rhythm, you're going to change your distance. So what has to be the same? Your rhythm has to be the same, and your follow through has to be the same. Any change in one of those is a change in your distance.
So Ramona, I thought the book said that on all these shots, your follow through is to the 5 o'clock position. In other words, you only take it through a certain point, and it's not as big a follow through as maybe other full swing shots.
Right, but
I
the
think
follow
he had it
through
all the way up
is,
in the air, though.
yeah, you still got to do the 5 o'clock.
Oh, I
That takes
see.
5.
I see. Your club is going all the way through, but your hands are just stopping a little bit shorter of that.
Yeah, I mean, when I read the book, the follow through was always full. It was never stop at 5. It was
Okay.
your follow through
Yeah.
is a full follow through.
Okay, so maybe I didn't finish enough of the chapter because I thought he said all of them were to 5.
Oh, yes, his 5 is a full all the way up.
Oh, okay. So it's okay.
No, I think that's a good question. And I think what I'll do is start an FAQ so that way, and then we'll use the book to get the answer so that we're all confident on what that answer is.
That's a
Okay.
good, that's
So
good.
I'll research that for you in the book and then get that back to you guys.
Okay. Thank you.
Mhm.
Yeah, on the
Okay.
last page of that chapter, he shows all the players lined up through the
Right.
shots, and the finish is always
It's
your
full.
regular finish.
Yeah, if
Yeah.
you change that finish, you're going to change your distance.
Yes. Okay.
Any other
Let me know
questions
when
on
you
this
need the
one?
next slide.
Yep. Time to go to the next slide.
Okay.
Okay, so you can see on the right the different positions. And Ramona, are you still up for demonstrating?
I am up for demonstrating it. Let me turn my video on.
Okay, you got to go back. Karen, could you go back to the other slide?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Did it go back?
Testing.
Okay,
1, 2,
perfect.
3.
Okay, so now when she's demonstrating, what she has in theory is she's placed the club on the ground, and that's really just to point in front of you. But next, she's going to place her hands on both her hips with the thumbs forward, and tucks her elbows as far behind her body, so her hips are locked together. And then when making this move, she's imagining she's going to be finishing a backswing, meaning she's going to turn her hips and shoulders as far back as she can, keeping her head still and shoulders in sync with her hips. Okay, good. And then when she's reached her limit with no stretch or pressure, which is really as far as she can turn comfortably, she's turned to the number 4 backswing position. So this is the furthest you can go. And that's a full backswing. But then position 3 is back at 10:30. So if you want to try to go back to 10:30, could you say something, Ramona, so you can get on the screen?
Oh, testing,
Okay, there we
testing,
go.
testing.
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
Okay, and then
Testing,
position 2 is at 9 o'clock, and then position 1 is 7:30. So I don't know if you're all up for standing up and trying those, but
I have a comment.
okay.
Something I noticed is that sometimes I don't really worry about where my hands are as much as my left shoulder. My left shoulder is in front of the ball, in front of the stick, in front of the ball or stick that's in the middle. My left shoulder is at the stick. This is my 9 o'clock. My left shoulder is past the stick, which is my 10:30, and that just is easier for me to remember than it is to think about where my hands are here. Just, I don't know if you guys want to try it, but let's all try it.
Yes.
Yeah. And I like that. I think that's a good one. So place your hands on your hips with your thumb forward, tuck your elbows as far back as you can so that your shoulders are locked. And then we are going to start moving back, twisting around towards the backswing as far as you can, and keeping your head still and your shoulders in sync, and then reach your limit. So that's
Does everyone have their video on?
So which arm is at 9 o'clock? Neither one of mine are.
No, you're just working on your turn right now.
Yeah.
You're not working on where your arms are going to be.
So it's more that your body is. And I think what Ramona said, the shoulder is a really good way to do that.
And you want to know another thing? I wish I could see you guys if we, but I can't see everyone. So Jan's turning her whole body. Let me see. See, Jeri, let's see yours.
Can you see me?
Yeah. Yes.
So it's also moving your left leg to help get back further, right?
It's also using your left leg. And I just want to, we can stop the demonstration, but I just wanted to point out that I really noticed in doing this class that I really got to work on my interior thigh muscle. What's that called? Your incision, where you're pulling your leg in. That's going to hold me steady so that I'm not swaying and I'm not, um, I'm staying in one place. I don't know if that makes sense to you guys, but because I don't really want to just do this like this, because I'm moving my hips, but that is still keeping me from doing too much swaying. But that's neither here nor there. That's not in the book, but it's just something I noticed.
So I think probably the best thing to do at this point in time is to say, after the class or sometimes between now and Friday, get by the mirror. And it's probably best if you do have your golf club in hand. So you'll really more be able to see and understand and practice getting into these positions. And
I want to, can I just say one more thing? If you look at that picture and you look at his right leg on, on his right, okay, that leg is pretty in one place.
Yes.
The other hip is going down. I think it's going back, but that hip is in one place. And he's not really just kind of like twisting all together. That leg is holding him right there. And he's kind of twisting around that inner muscle of his right thigh when he goes on the backswing.
Okay, that's
sure that you send the PowerPoint to all of the people after this meeting, so anybody who doesn't have the book at least has these photos to look at.
Yeah, and the talking points she's gonna send around, which will probably have more information that you don't even want to see, but you'll have it all.
Yeah.
I think that'll be helpful. Okay, do you want to go to the next slide?
Okay.
So now we're going to translate this into what we would do at the course. So what we're going to do is we're going to split into groups and we're going to, help each other measure. And we're going to hit 10 shots and we're probably just going to do this with one club. And we'll take that one club, say it's our pitching wedge, and we're going to hit 10 to 20 shots at each position.
Right.
So then you're going to take the average, and that's going to be the distance you can expect to hit at each position. So say you hit your pitching wedge at the 730 position. Let's say you hit it 20 yards. When you averaged it, you would know if you have 20 yards to the pin, how far to bring it back. And then if you can look on the right side of the slide, what he has advocated is that you actually tape that onto your club. And he said that's allowed. And so you could just tape how far you're going to hit each position for easy reference. And if you do that for several clubs, you don't have to memorize it. You can say, oh, when I'm hitting my 9 club and I bring it back to the 730 position, I'm going to hit it this far. So it's really a tool, which of course could change over time. But the idea is to have this tool to help you know how far you're going to hit it. Does everybody understand what the points I was trying to make? Or do you have any questions?
No questions.
Okay, well, so this is what we're going to be doing when we get that's the first thing we're going to be doing when we get to the academy holes. So hopefully we'll all come away from that with this tool.
I have a question.
Go ahead, Teresa.
Do people carry 4 wedge-like clubs?
You might want to in the future. And what he said was, if you do carry 4 wedges, you might have to get rid of one of your other irons that maybe you're not using that much. So if you want to know exactly, you want to go a certain distance in the short game, then you may have to get rid of one of your other clubs. But yeah, I only carry.
It's not required. I mean, if we're not quite as this is for the pros and stuff too.
Yeah,
I carry 4 wedges, but
Right.
it's not essential that you at least have on these clubs know what to do at these different distances.
Yeah.
Right. But everybody uses the pitching wedge, the sand wedge. You could consider your 9 a wedge, right?
Good.
I guess, yeah.
I have three. Do most people have three?
I have three. I have four,
So
actually.
what's your third one then?
I have sandwich, pitching wedge, and then that middle lob wedge.
Oh, a lob wedge. Okay.
Lob
I
wedge
have-
is actually higher than my sand wedge. So I have a lob wedge, sand wedge, A wedge or U wedge. It's an approach wedge. It's between your sand wedge and your pitching wedge.
Yeah.
And so
Okay.
they're all approximately 5 degrees of loft apart.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
That was my next question. And then my follow-up question to that one was, what is the normal distance for a short game? I mean, everybody's might be different.
That's the
It
point.
is.
That's why we're going to do this, because everybody's going to have their own distance. So it's unique to you. And
Okay.
you just need to understand how you're hitting it,
Yes.
right?
I mean, I cannot hit a wedge 100 yards.
Well, no,
Yeah,
these
me
are for
either.
men. These are men's distances that are
Yeah.
showing. Yeah.
Right.
Because I
Right.
can't hit a wedge 100 yards either.
Okay.
So
Point.
I can hit a wedge 100 yards.
Yeah, I know.
okay, it's men in Ramona that can hit a wedge.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, he was working with professionals. So,
Yeah.
okay. I
But
think
still,
we
the principle should apply.
exactly.
You know,
Yeah.
Right.
I was just curious about if I was really off kilter
No.
here.
They're not. They're not.
What are the average distances for women?
That's a good
It's
question.
whatever works for you. That's what's important.
Right.
Well, maybe that we will look that up for a follow-up question.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I mean, to me,
you need
75
to know
yards
the
is a full shot.
You need to know the amateur woman, because
Right.
Nellie
Right.
Corda can hit, a sand wedge 120. And
Right.
so
Yeah.
I
I think
hit my pitching wedge 85 yards is a full swing on a
Okay.
pitching wedge for me.
So yeah, you
Okay.
just need to go and practice and find out what your distance is, because mine is different from Karen's, and
Yeah.
it's obviously different
Sure.
from Ramona's, and
Yep.
but I know what mine is. So
Right.
And I
And so
guarantee
this
you
is-
mine's not as far as any of yours.
but it doesn't matter. It doesn't
It
matter if
doesn't.
you're 9
Yeah,
iron.
no.
Yeah.
I want to know what I can do with a 1/4 swing, half swing, and 3/4
Right.
swing
That's
on all of these
that's a good
different
plan.
ones, and that'll really narrow, hopefully getting me closer to the hole than the 10 yards difference between each one of my wedges.
Yeah.
when
That's
I'm
a good
full swing.
plan. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Because I really like my 8 iron, but if I can go a different distance with a short swing and a mid swing and a longer swing, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you have these tools, even if you can't hit it as far as somebody else, you're going to play better.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, sure.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah, more confident. You'll be more confident.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if I can land that thing closer to the hole, that's all I want to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm tired of, I got it on the green, but yeah, now it's a 25-yard putt,
Yeah.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
That's me.
So, yeah.
You want to be in that. Did he call it? He had a sweet
Golden 8.
golden 8.
Yes.
I didn't read the beginning of the book, but I'm
Yeah.
assuming that's like 8
feet.
8 feet.
And the thing that was interesting that he said, with the pros, within 3 feet, it's they're like at 90%, they're going to hit the putt. As soon as you get out to 6 feet, even the pros are now 50%,
Yeah.
whether or not they're going to hit it. You go
Yeah.
further out than that, so you can imagine how if I'm at 6 feet, yeah, I'm probably 20% going to hit this thing. So I want to snug it up there to the hole when I'm pitching in. So
Yeah.
Yeah, it was interesting what he said in the book. If you're anywhere on the green other than the golden circle, whatever he called it, you might as well forget it because it's meaningless.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah. So your next shot then is to get it within that circle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So funny, you guys, because I used to just be happy if I just got on the green.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
now
am.
when if I'm not within 6 feet, I'm like, feeling bad. I'm like, okay, wait, I don't think that was the purpose of this.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Next slide.
Yes, we are going to go to the next slide. So now we're going to talk about the short game handicap. And this is going to be the second thing that we address when we get to the course. And so before we were setting up a way to, build confidence and know how far we hit it. Now we're developing a tool so we can see how we improve over time. So the idea is we're going to go out to the academy, we're going to, measure our short game handicap, and then we're going to come back in 6 weeks and measure it again to see how we've improved. And the whole idea is that we're going to measure from a bunch of different distances and lies. We're going to go all the way from 10 feet to 50 feet. We're going to go from the bunker. We're going to go from the fringe. We're going to go from the fairway. And we're going to look at all these different scenarios. And he has a little system of how you measure and add up your handicap. So if you look at the top left, far left corner, that is number 1. And position 1, he calls this the 50-yard approach, which we're going to set these up for everybody so we can measure it. So, we're going to be a little challenged with setting them up exactly how he says, but we're going to do the best we can. But on this shot, it would be about 50 yards from an approach from the fairway. And so the goal of this shot is to test our consistency from a 3/4 or a 10-30 wedge swing. But I'm just going to ask all of you, if you were 50 yards out, what would you be thinking? Is that what you're trying to do? Like, you can see the arc on the side.
If I'm at 50 yards out, I'm doing my gap wedge, and I'm doing 9 o'clock.
Okay, and I would probably be doing the 10-30. And maybe not the same club, but everybody's going to do something different. But what we're going to do is we're going to hit from here, then we're going to go to position 2. We might not do them in these orders, but we're going to help each other at each of these positions. So position 2 would be the next one down, and that's a 30-yard shot, also from the fairway. And so we're going to be trying to have a precise landing and a carry. And so you can see how he demonstrates what that shot should look like. And then the next one is a 30-yard wedge shot. And
you're on the 8-yard.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm looking at the wrong. The position 3 is a shot from 8 yards, and this is from the bunker. So we're going to have two bunker shots that we're measuring, and the 8 one is, we're going to try to hit it high, and so that it sort of lands with some kind of a finesse. And I'm not sure if all of you have the ability.
I'm just trying to get out of the bunker. I'm not thinking finesse.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Okay, I gotta give a testimonial. It actually works. I've been doing that. Like, I figure my distance based on how far I go back out of the bunker, and it's been working pretty good.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
And then our position 4 is going to be another bunker shot, but it's 15 yards back. So, this one, we're like, the way he describes it is blasting it out and getting it onto the green. So then position 5 is a chipping shot from the lake fringe for 10 yards. And this shot is typically a low lofted bump and run to get the ball rolling like a putt. I'm sure you're all very familiar with that. It doesn't work for me in practice, but that's what it's supposed to be. And then 7 is going to be a short pitch for 15 yards. And what we're going to want to do is get the ball in the air for 10 yards and allow it to roll for the last 5. So that's you're aiming before the hole. And then position 8 is going to be a 15-yard pitch shot. And we're going to have an obstruction. It's supposed to be like we're hitting over a bunker or some other kind of hazard. So the goal is to get it over the top and have it stop and not roll very far. So those are the 8 positions. Any questions?
The 2 15 yards. One is a short and run, but the other one is a over and pretty much stop quick. So that's kind of like the 2 different ones. Same 15 yards. Mm-hmm.
Yep. So as I said, these are different conditions that we're putting into the handicap. And then what we're going to do, if you look at the middle of the slide, is we're going to measure it. And his system is that we're going to do 10 shots from each of these positions, and we're going to measure them. And we're going to set it up so we have like tape at each of these distances. And so there's going to be a tape at 6 feet out and one at 3 feet out. And so if any of the shots outside of 6 feet, you get a 0. Yeah. Shots between 3 and 6, you're going to get 1 point. Shots between 3 inside 3, you get 2. And if you get it in the hole, you get a 4. And then we're going to add them all up. And that's going to be your handicap.
Oh,
Oh boy.
so you
And
want a high handicap?
yeah,
actually, you want a high handicap.
Yeah.
So yes, you're absolutely right. And you can see the chart on the right is sort of, well, it's you can see what the handicap is. He translates it. If you like, say your score is 150, your handicap is going to be 8. And then you just go on down through the chart. So in theory, this should really work. We'll see when we get out on the course. So
the other thing is I wanted to do a group score. So like as a group, not as individuals, as a group, we got a score of, whatever average. And then on the last one, as a group, we got a score of whatever. And as a group, how did we improve as a group? That'll be fun to know. That'll be interesting.
Yeah. So that's really what we are presenting for today. This is more the instructional of what we're going to do, and then we're going to get out on the course on Friday. And we realize it's like 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock. You all might be hungry. We're going to bring some snacks. We're going to see if they can bring around the golf cart. So if anybody wants to buy any alcoholic beverages, we talked about bringing them ourselves, but we're not really allowed to, right?
Yeah,
So,
Right.
You want me to stop sharing this screen?
I think we're done.
Yeah, that's the last slide, right?
Yep.
Okay, Karen, look this way. Thank you.
Oh.
I've been taking pictures throughout this.
Oh, good.
What?
Good.
Did you take a picture of us doing the calibration, the little movement?
I had one. I should have, but on my screen, there were little tiny pictures up at the top.
Okay, good.
But I've got one with the handicap thing.
But you could help with us on Friday with taking some pictures as well.
Yeah.
Because we talked about that. And Ramona and I both said we're not picture people. So we don't want to forget about taking pictures.
Looking at these, I'm not sure I am either, but
I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be fun. I'm sure it's going to be a little bit of a mess, but I think it'll be a fun mess because that is kind of getting out there and trying something different, something new, and
I like it.
Yeah.
And we're all going to be doing it. Ramona and I are going to be getting our handicap too, and learning how far we hit the ball.
Wasn't there more people that signed up?
There were. Some of them told me they weren't going to come today, and then things happened. So
okay,
yeah, there's like 14 people that signed up for today.
That's what I thought.
So they'll still get this. They'll get a copy of the video and the meeting and the transcript and the PowerPoint. Everybody will get that.
Perfect.
And then so they can still see it whenever they feel like.
And encourage your friends. If you see anybody, say this should be really fun on Friday. Sign up, come out.
Yeah,
it's still open. So the second meeting is still open. This one is actually still open. So they're welcome to sign up.
Yeah, and bring the scorecard that she attached. Mm-hmm. Because that's what we're going to be using to fill in. I'll bring some extra copies in case you forget it. Get yours, but we'll have some clipboards and we'll be, helping each other.
One more thing. So Amy and I have taken some time to figure out how these stations are going to run and how we're going to navigate through these in a timely fashion. It's going to take the full hour and a half, after we initially start. So, but there's a plan. So it shouldn't be as chaotic as it could be if there wasn't.
So bring your range finders if you have one, right?
Have what?
Bring your range finders if you have one.
Okay.
If you have one, I think we may not need them after all, but bring them just in case.
Yeah. You should need it for the short game handicap because we're going to have that measured out already.
Yeah.
And you'll be able to see where it is to score it. It's more the, hitting the wedge to see how far we hit at each position.
Mm-hmm.
I'd still like to try it to see if
I
can learn to practice myself.
With it, yeah.
But I
questions, comments, concerns?
And I'm going to look. I think the weather's supposed to be nice on Friday.
I was just going to look at that, Amy. So tell us it's going to be wonderful.
It says high of 82 right now. You know, it won't be that. It'll be some other temperature. But
what time is Friday?
6 o'clock.
Okay, I'm not sure I can make that, but I'll try.
Okay. And we're just bringing our wedge, right?
Yeah, just really your wedges. Whichever wedge you want to work on.
Yeah.
And so with that, I just want to acknowledge Jeri and Amy. They are on the education committee. Thank you guys so much for your support. I started doing the education committee, and I was like, oh, okay, we're just gonna schedule some classes. That's it, you know. And then I was like, wait, we're making this way harder. Like we're doing way too much. But you know, we've got some things coming down the pike with interviews and with some frameworks for new golfers, and we've got this. And so it's going to be a lot of fun. And I really appreciate Jeri and Amy, you know, jumping in and taking it on.
Yeah, it sounds like fun. I'm glad you guys are doing this. So
yeah.
Thank you. Yep.
It's definitely different than what we've done.
Yeah. And I think this book is excellent. But we didn't want everybody to feel like you had to read the whole book. So
but I do like that you guys are trying something different too, because we've been for years doing the same old classes, and it's like, yeah, why not try something different? And I like the peer-to-peer kind of thing of using the book and then, you know, working together on trying to improve. So I think it's
and this is really Ramona's idea. She, you know, give her full credit.
Okay, I got it. Okay, let me tell you guys something. One thing. Okay, so Lori, I saw Marcia. Marcia she was doing different things with the events. Like she was just kind of throwing out these, oh, we're going to do the 7 series. We're going to do this. I was like, oh, they're like, oh, you can do whatever you want, Ramona. I was like, oh, okay. And I can't remember. Did Karen tell me that? Did Marcia tell me? Somebody told me. So I didn't know any better. So I was like, okay, I can just do whatever I want. So that's kind of how I was like, I didn't know I had any boundaries. So I was just doing whatever I wanted to do.
I like it. It's going to be good.
Yeah.
Thank you guys. We'll give you guys back your day. Thank you for recording, Karen.
Yes, thank you so much. And
so
see
we
you
can
on Friday.
stop the recording.